How does it feel to be advancing to the playoffs?
Yeah, obviously Tuesday night was emotional for everyone. How it ended, but I think that's what we've done all year. I think that's the group that's in that locker room, has a ton of resilience, and wants to do things different. And that's what we stress from the get-go. And sometimes the road's not always the one that you choose and think it's going to happen, or the one that's most traveled. Sometimes it's the least traveled. So we found our way in. Now it's on to the next thing, but it's really that group in the locker room that's been special all year, and special again in the last 3 or 4 days, overcoming the disappointment and then coming out and playing that hard against a team that has every solution in the book, and to guard like that for 48 minutes. Sometimes it just comes down to toughness.
Second thing, Jalen, this is his first game against the Warriors. Just speak to what you saw from him tonight.
Yeah, I thought he was incredibly efficient offensively. Obviously, again, it's really hard to stay in front of him. But I thought some of his defensive possessions there down the stretch in the fourth quarter, talk about being an active low man and then the next guy supporting your brother. He was there multiple times to get those steals in the fourth quarter, which were huge plays.
And then you've talked about Jordan bringing the juice every time he's on the floor. Just tonight, that fourth quarter was special. Just maybe speak to what you saw, particularly in the fourth from Jordan.
Yeah, massive at both ends. You know, we can't overstate his shot making, but to hold a guy like that, 3 of 10, 4 of 16, and then we talk possessions, 4 offensive rebounds and 6 steals. Where he started the season to now speaks volumes about who he is and what he's becoming as a basketball player. Super excited and happy he's on our team.
Coach, talked about at the beginning of the season, Devin's trusting of the pass and how that set a tone for the offense that you were working to establish. And tonight, 42 minutes, 8 assists, just 1 turnover versus the multiple coverages and bodies you saw. How did you see him just kind of leverage the attention he was getting at points of attack into opportunity for everybody else?
Yeah, even late game, they would hit him, they would send 2, so he didn't get the assist because it's usually the pass after the pass. Again, he's just going to continue to make the right play. Didn't want to take him out at all in that second half. And he's always up for the challenge. He's the culture driver of what we got going on. Again, another guy we're super happy that he's on our team, especially in moments like this where he just kind of settles the entire group. He's been through everything as a basketball player, and he led us tonight.
Coach, with what they were looking for with Steph, how big was Oso in that first half and keeping him off the line and forcing the drives?
Yeah, that was the decision we went to switch everything, to try to force them inside the three-point line. No, they shoot as many as anyone else in the league. Try to take them off the three-point line, knowing that they had a tough and physical game 2 days ago as part of it. Trying to get those guys to drive, but that puts a lot of pressure on your defense once he gets in there. And I thought our guys did a great job of reading, is the one-ball defender there? Do I need to bring help? And then that rotation afterwards. So also really got that jump started, and I thought then we went without a traditional 5 for most of that second half. And, again, that was the switching piece to it all.
It's a really tough spot for Haywood with the knee and the limited amount of time. What made you kind of believe in him that he would be capable of coming in for those minutes?
Yeah, we've talked about we just feel comfortable with him out there. I mean, we're like trying to save some minutes as the game goes on, even, tried to set it up to where we don't play him as much in the first quarter, if at all. That's all part of the plan, just to try to limit and maximize his minutes, even the other night to a certain extent. So it all kind of worked out, and hopefully he's able to recover and be ready for game 1.
Hey, Coach, with Jalen specifically missing the shot late in the game Tuesday night, how much do you think that sharpened his focus? You mentioned kind of the emotions of having to process that and get back at it.
Yeah, he has the ultimate confidence. So, if there was another shot, he'd probably take the next one. So he is a big-time shot maker, feels comfortable in these environments. He has experience with this group from last year. He was confident walking in the building today that he could get to his spots. And, even when we opened the floor up, I thought he could drive at will, like he can get to the rim. So it's been a process all season to get him healthy, then get him in rhythm, then play with new teammates. And now he's just letting his work kind of just do his thing. So, again, he's really, really hard to guard. He's really hard to guard. And then when we can open up the floor with his speed, he has both. He can create any type of shot he wants and has the ability to get downhill.
Coach, we've seen Devin take over games. I know the next series is going to be a challenge, but what can he do if he takes that game up to another level like we've seen it before versus the Thunder?
Yeah, I saw it as a fan, in the finals. He has the capability of doing it all himself. I think he's finding that balance, and he trusts his teammates, which, again, without that trust in his teammates and him early in the season making those plays, we're not here today. So he always tries to make the right play. He always competes extremely hard defensively. Those two things, when your best player does that, you got a chance. He's led us all year through the bumps and bruises that he's had. And tonight, again, I did not want to take him out of the game. So led us into the playoffs, and he'll lead us in game one.
Jordan, I want to ask you again about Jalen. You mentioned his path this year, new city, new team, an injury that took him out for most of the first half, struggling to fit in. Does it say anything about him at all that he has kind of persevered to get to this point to where he can produce in a game like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I think his patience through the rehab part of it that no one saw. Again, he came in every day. His spirit is a high-level positive spirit. And as a young guy, to take basketball away from you that for that many weeks, multiple months, that perseverance or patience paid off. On the biggest stage, both of these nights, he had it going offensively. And then him figuring out, where his spots are with another superstar. I thought he was fantastic tonight. Obviously, he was extremely efficient. Those guys in playoff games where the physicality ups, the court shrinks, the ability to give the ball to one guy and him create a shot is super helpful, and we're finding those pockets.
Jordan, Golden State is a team that just lives by the game of runs. Just what does it take from a mental stamina standpoint to keep answering every time they go on one?
Yeah, we talked, again, with this group, we try to be transparent in front of them. We talked about what they did in L.A., how that game, they're basically trailing the whole night. They'd get close, and then the lead would blow up. And we've known the Warriors for years, in that third quarter has been special for them. And then every time they make multiple threes, you're like, all right, here it goes again. But you have to value a possession, offensive possession, and try to find a way to get a good shot up. And I think overall we were pretty good. I do think there's sometimes we got stagnant and had some shot making, which again is super helpful. Jalen, Book, and Goody really had some shot making in that fourth quarter. It's just how quickly can you end a run and flip it. And we talked about pregame, it's not 44, not 45, it's going to be all 48.
Coach, I know you mentioned pregame about the trust and the trust that the players have in one another, but I'm just kind of curious from your perspective how your trust has grown amongst the team from the beginning of the season to where you guys are now.
Yeah, I think you just we talk about being in the arena. You can only learn faster when you're in the fire. We've been in the fire. Again, we played those meaningful games in March, trying to integrate pieces. Tuesday night, that was a battle. So you just continue to grow, and you got to want it. You got to want to be in those types of environments. These guys want to be in those types of environments. The staff just talked about how much communication was being done in timeouts. When you find that sweet spot, you want to hang on to it. We're at that spot. Perfect timing. Perfect time for all that to happen. And then to see the results pay off, that's super helpful in it all. So in a good place. It's a quick turnaround to Sunday. Know the opponent that we got going up against. But we're excited. We're excited to keep this thing.